Okay, we're live.
We're live, okay. It's the regular meeting of the Portage la Prairie School Division, and the Portage la Prairie School Division would like to acknowledge that schools in our division are located on Treaty 1 land, as well as the traditional territory of the Ojibwe, Dakota, Cree, and Anishinaabe peoples, and the homeland of the Métis Nation. Before we begin our official agenda, I'd just like to congratulate all of the people, the teachers, our workers that are helping with everything that's going on in the schools. It's not easy. It's not easy for them. We just had a discussion with the board about the food program that's going on and the number of people within this division, and it's families, not just individual kids, that are being fed through the Portage School Division. And I think Rochelle mentioned that there were 180 families that we're delivering, or people are picking up food. And it's fresh food, it's money that's been raised locally in the local school division, and money that has come from the province as well. And I want to acknowledge those people and the work that they have been doing and are doing. I also want to acknowledge our staff here at the school division office and the kinds of things that they've been doing, meeting after meeting after meeting, trying to make sure that things are running correctly. And they are. Thank you very much. Okay, Pam, would you take us into the meeting, please?
4/16/20 that the agenda for the meeting of April 28th, 2020 be approved.
Moved by Penny, seconded by Murray. All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Carried. Yeah. Just as we're into the meeting with the agenda, I want to mention that we have almost all of our trustees in one way or another here. Shauna Leslie and Rod Brownlee, are here at the division office. We have Murray McClanahan, Louis Luna, Rochelle Rams, who is our student services coordinator, Helen Hogarth, Penny Verway, Pam Garden, who is of course our assistant superintendent, Tracy Asham, Yvette Cuthbert, mentioned Shauna Lee already, and Jonathan Hyman, our business and finance manager. So all of those people are here. The only one who isn't is Debbie Satulski, who is ill tonight. So Pam, take us through here again.
Okay. 4/17/20 that the minutes of the regular meeting of April 14th, 2020 be approved.
Moved by Penny, seconded by Louis. All in favor? Opposed? Carried.
4/18/20 that the minutes of the Business and Finance Committee meeting of April 21st, 2020 be approved.
Moved by Shauna Lee, seconded by Tracy. All in favor? Opposed? Carried.
4/19/20 that the following accounts be approved. March 2020 accounts payable $2,070,089.73. March 2020 net payroll $1,685,778.14 for a total of $3,755,867.87.
Moved by Murray, seconded by Yvette. All in favor?
Favor.
Opposed? Carried.
4/20/20 that the retirement of Louise Liliev, clinician, be approved effective June 30th, 2020.
Moved by
Yvette.
Seconded by Penny. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. We should mention that Louise is one of our psychologists. She's been in the school division for years and years. I don't want to put an age on her, but years and years and years. And we're sad to see her go, as we are with most teachers who are, or division employees who are retiring. Okay, next one, Pam.
Okay, 4/21/20, that Denise Volinsky teacher request for a 25% reduction to her teacher general contract for September 8th, 2020 to June 30th, 2020 be approved.
Moved by Tracy, seconded by Shauna Lee. All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Carried. And now we move to the superintendent's department, and Pam, Brennan, if you could start us off.
So just an update for parents for learning from home. Manitoba Education will be posting a document on the recommendations for learning from home, and once the document is posted on the Manitoba Education website, we will be posting it on our own school divisional website. The document has been released to staff, and they are following what the recommendations from the document. Also, if you please watch our Facebook and Twitter feeds, there were 3 information sessions this week for parents and guardians. One was tonight at 7 o'clock, but it was a Tech Manitoba put on a Google Suite information session for parents. So it's like it was a 1 hour tutorial. There is another one this week from Safer Schools Together, and it's a very good organization. And it's on April 29th, and it's just for parents, and all these are free for digital awareness and internet safety. And the third one that I've posted is from Dr. Gordon Neufeld. It's a 1 hour YouTube video on parenting through the pandemic. And Dr. Gordon Neufeld is a developmental psychologist. So to see Dr. Gordon Neufeld in person is probably about $1,500. So it's really nice that he's put this 1 hour YouTube session. So we will continue to post on our Facebook and Twitter and on our website information sessions like this as they become available. So you just could keep following us. And we're also posting lots of great things that are happening at home. From learning from home, we posted a picture from a kindergarten sorting activity last week. Today, we posted the food hampers that were delivered to families. So please follow us and see what's happening out there in the world. And if you are having some issues with your learning from home, please contact the principal of your school because they're there to help and support you. The second thing is lending devices. We've started a process now for families that if they need to borrow a device from their school. So if you are in need of a device, please contact your school and they can make arrangements for you to pick a device up so your children can have the opportunities of the Google Meets, the Seesaw, all of those platforms that we're using. So if you need that support from the schools, please contact. We've lent out a lot of devices already, and we just want to help. So
it's important that if you don't have that device at home, that you get in touch with your school, because we have some, we're willing to lend them out, and it will help with your child's learning. Michelle doesn't have any items, but again, Michelle, thank you for all the stuff that you're doing. We know how much work you're putting in. Mr. Cuddington, technology strategies.
Okay, so as everyone knows, we put a tremendous amount of effort into technology in the division over the last number of years through our broadband network and the various pieces of equipment that we have put into the hands of teachers and students. And during the pandemic, we've certainly been reliant on that technology to deliver our instruction to students. And so as Pam had mentioned, lending devices is a critical piece to that. And we know that with people and families working from home, sometimes we only have one device and it needs to be shared amongst a number of people in the home. So that's certainly critical that if you are short on those, you reach out to your principal. But one of the strategies that we're also engaging with is the ability to connect remotely through Wi-Fi. And so what we have invested in recently is into a Cisco system, which is the Meraki cloud And it's essentially an antenna that would be attached to the Portage Collegiate Institute, making Wi-Fi available broadly for people who may drive up and be able to connect to the school's internet connection. And we'll also be doing another one at Oakville School. And so this would allow a parent or a student to come over and be able to pick up a signal to support students who are needing to connect with their teachers. And that would be available throughout the day on a timer system so that they could access that with no charge to, just to make things easier for connectivity. One of the other things that we are engaging in, and this is something that's happening across the province in collaboration with Bell MTS, is through the Bell MTS K-12 Remote Learning Internet Plan Guide. And so we are currently exploring the purchase of small devices that we will be able to get out into rural areas for those without reliable internet connection. And so if these are things that you can utilize, again, through your school principal, we're asking for parents to make connections, and we'll do our best to help support your child's learning through access to these types of things. So those are just a couple of updates that will help students in their current learning from home.
Any questions from any of the board members on that? It's something that we're exploring, and we want to be able to help people, especially in the rural areas. We should mention that with the Meraki systems that will be at PCI in Oakville, you won't be going into the schools, but you'll be able to connect outside the schools. And if you check again with the principals about when that'll be available, that will help you, we hope. Any other business from the board members?
Oh, Murray.
Murray?
I'm just wondering, Todd, one of your shortfalls is that you don't acknowledge all the great work you're doing. I'm wondering if you could just tell the public the job that you're working with the province, Pam and Rochelle and Jonathan. Our team from Portage seems to be contributing a great deal. I'm just wondering if we could just briefly give an update to our community, what you're doing to provide details to this provincial government.
Sure. Okay. So currently, because of the ever-changing landscape of education as a result of suspension of classes, the province has called on a number of divisions to provide some guidance. And so from Portage to Prairie, our executive group have been working very closely in a number of different committees alongside other superintendents, secretary treasurers, assistant superintendents, people in the finance and also in student services. So for example, I'm serving on a response planning committee and also a committee for students who are having access difficulties. So those would be rural students or those in isolated communities where they may not have easy access to the internet. And the response planning committee is a general committee on education delivery in the province under these uncertain times. I'll just turn it over to Pam and Rochelle to comment on the committees that they're serving on.
Pam?
Okay, so I'm on two committees. I'm on the grade 9 to 12 committee. So we were part of the recommendations for learning to the government as well as the recovery learnings. We meet a couple of times a week. The other committee that I'm on is on the technical vocational committee. And so the technical vocational education is all of the technology education, BCT, automotive, hairstyling, business education, broadcasting and photography, and the home ec and IA programs that we have in our division. And so we're looking at the recovery learning document separate from the one that the general one for general learning, because some of these courses require a practicum. So we're trying to come up with equitable ways that students can acquire the practicum hours for the course once they return to school, and what we're going to try and help the grade 12 students do. So currently at our own high school, and we had posted this on Facebook and Twitter as well, as our hairstyling students have now taken home kits with the mannequins, and Miss Hinch is teaching them online and showing them how to cut online, and so it's very interesting. Our automotive students are using a computer program that we had a license for prior to the suspension of classes called Electrude, and our DCT students are assembling different projects at home. They were pre-cut by the teacher, but they're doing all the assembling at home, and a toolkit was sent home with them, as well with our art students. Our clay students were given supplies, and they're doing the work at home, and then when the work comes back, she'll fire the kiln for that. So it's important that these committees are important, because they're getting to hear rural input into it, and not just metro input.
Michelle?
Hi there. So I'm on 2 committees as well. I'm on the Student Services Provincial Committee, and so we've actually divided our committee into subcommittees, and so our topics would be around supporting children in care during this time. We're looking at some mental health strategies. We're looking to support families with students with complex needs. So we've come up with some ideas, and again, there's suggestions that we're giving to school divisions across the province. They're not mandated, but there's supports in place so that no child is going without the support that they need. The other committee that I'm on as well is the Nutrition Committee. So as you've seen on Facebook and in the media recently, our team in Portage is working extremely hard to support a number of families in our community. That's been going very well. We were so thankful for the donations that we've received so far, and thank you to our local businesses for supporting us in that manner as well. So yeah, 2 committees, nutrition and student services.
Thank you, Murray. Now, this is over and above what's going on regularly in the school division. There's the planning for next year, there's the hiring of staff, there's looking after the budget, there's all of those things, the phone calls that come in, all of those things that are normal to this school division and normal to our superintendent, assistant superintendent, and everybody else that's working here. So it should be emphasized, and Murray, I'm glad you pointed that out. These are things that are over and above. I know Todd has texted me at Saturday and Sunday various times. I wonder if he ever gets away from here. And those kinds of things we really appreciate. So thank you. Anything else? Okay, there are some information items that are in the file that you can't see, so the other board members can't see. We have upcoming board meetings, the May the 12th, May the 26th, June the 9th, and then the last one on June the 23rd. We don't have any delegations, of course, because that would make us all too close to everybody else. If C-Fry or anybody else from the media have any questions, don't hesitate to call.
I think Joshua is going to text me because he's watching. So
Okay, good. So Joshua, you can text, and that brings us to the end of our regular board meeting. So we will, at this point, move into committee of the whole and the end. Good night.
those are
Only